Muladhara Chakra is formed between the age group of 6 to 12. So, as a child, when we are all in the womb of a mother, we do have the Merudand. The Merudand, the spine, is the one which takes the shape. But the residing chakras on the spine comes later. As human beings, we are born with a Merudand. We are born with a karmic bag. We are born with the Kundalini, which is dormant, and the chakras. It is important to understand because we are now stepping into a very subtle realm of the body. So, coming to terms with subtle and subtler and subtlest aspects, mind, intellect, ego, chakras, Vivek Buddhi, all these aspects are going to be more cannot see but can feel. Cannot with the naked eye but can experience. So you saying that no ma'am, I don't feel my chakras, maybe you are not able to feel, but you are. Maybe you are not able to catch your breath, but you definitely are breathing. Maybe you are not able to realize how mind is racing the thoughts, but you have a mind. The gross brain is divided into subtle and subtler aspects. Similarly, the gross spine, beginning from your medulla all the way up to the tailbone, does have nadis, and those nadis intersecting at certain joints, because they carry pran, they form the chakras. This much we have understood. Between the age group of 7 to 12, when the Mooladhara chakra was being formed, Moola means root. So, couple of aspects forming when the Mooladhara chakra was being formed. Number one, your sanskars. You know, sometimes when you deal with people, you say, oh, the Moola sanskars are there. Moola sanskar. Moola sanskar means from the base, from the childhood, and from past lifetimes. So it's a combination. You take some of you Moola sanskars from the past lifetimes, which you will use in this body, in this life, as a part of your lifestyle, and a few Moola sanskars coming from the surroundings around you. When I mean surroundings, it will be the parents, the grandparents, the upbringing. Our ancestors were not foolish, they were supremely intellectual. To have a family comprising of elders and to have people who are around you was not only because the concept of a joint family or staying together was there. It was because when there was a newborn child, the child would absorb all that from those elders because the children ape what you see. The children are continuously aping. They are only looking. My grandfather behaves like this. My grandmother is looking like this. So they will try to see in the mirror. My mother is like this. My father is like this. When you see around, you absorb good and bad, both qualities, of course. But that Mooladhara chakra begins to take form. So that concept used to be there where the new child, and they used to always say, we don't know when the child grew up. Why? Because there were so many hands and there were so many people to help in the upbringing. So having children was easier than today. All this was interconnected. The Moola roots which were required, the basic sanskars which were required for the child, because past 6 years the brain, you have that age group for school also, right, when the perception, and today I see toddlers in school from 6 months, I think 6 months, 1 year, they are ready to go to school. Changing times. But back then it used to be that now the child is ready to absorb all the knowledge from the outside world and from anybody other than his or her own mother. So the values were given at home and the other values, skills were given in the Gurukul, Shiksha, outside. Mooladhara Chakra, because it is the foundation chakra, because it is the root chakra, because it is your base, and when you say base, which means solid, so the basic quality of Mooladhara Chakra is hard, dense, gross. The base has to be super strong, no? You are standing on that base. And it is right at the bottom. Mooladhara Chakra contains all your basic innate qualities which become very tough to change in this life unless you put in efforts which are more than 200%, not 100%. Those basic qualities. And when I say basic, good qualities, bad qualities, well, good qualities, if you are basically very hardworking, does it need to change? It's a beautiful quality. Hardworking quality is a beautiful quality. If you are basically a very kind and a gentle person, does it need to be changed? No. So your very, very strong qualities, which probably you've carried from the past life. But yes, you did carry basic quality of being greedy, or a basic quality of being selfish, or so on. You will see within yourself. See, when we say these programs, they do two things, students. One, they churn things within you so that you get to know yourself, and other is they churn so much so that you understand, the world that I'm dealing in. And when I say the world, means everybody besides your soul. The world that I'm dealing with is going to operate this way only. Till now, the thought process would be, maybe I can change if I learn these things. Maybe if I learn more meditation, I can change people around me with my meditation. No. If I am learning meditation, if I am learning Chakradharana, if I am learning anything which is calming my mind, it is only going to calm my nerves and I won't be affected by them. It will not change the person across. That person across or people across will be the same 15 years ago, will be the same 25 years later. But the way you interact, the way you envision them, the way you look at them back then and then later will shift. So they will affect you lesser. And you will be able to connect within, because there are obstacles, antarayas, rodh, nirodh, badha. Because there are so many around, you are unable to focus within. Imagine you are sitting. In India, when we are sitting for something, that's why early morning is the best time. When we are sitting for something, first there are doorbells, then there are, things. There's a lot of commotion. I'm sure all of you are aware. The concept of doorbells is common in India. Ting tung, ting tung, ting tung, it starts. So the outside, and by doorbells, of course I do mean doorbells, but people around are like doorbells. They always notify you with their sounds. The difference is, before it was noise. Once you start calming your mind, it becomes, there is a certain sound. That noise, which was more of a negative one, begins to become sound. Mooladhara chakra, since it is hard, since it is dense, since it is gross, it forms the major part of your body. Mooladhara chakra represents the earth element. The 5 elements which are present in nature, they are present within each one of us. The 5 elements. Whatever is present in the world, is present within us. Imagine the world is an ocean, and if you remove a bottle from the ocean is not going to dry up. If you remove a bucket from the ocean won't dry up. If you remove tons and ships from the ocean and water from there, it's not going to dry up. Similarly, we are that little drop in that huge ocean. So the ocean quality is there, and the drop also has the same qualities, but in a drop form. Earth element. So what is the earth element? When we say Dharti Ma, we connect Ma. So Ma is mother. The quality of Ma is nurturing, compassionate, giving, forgiving, comforting, loving. All these are qualities of Ma. And we know very well that Dharti Ma is the one who gives us food. Dharti Ma is the one who makes us stand, keeps us stable. There is a saying, I felt the earth slip under my feet. Dharti Ma gives us stability. Dharti Ma gives us a place to stand. Dharti Ma gives us food to eat. Dharti Ma also offers us strength. So the stability, the strength, the vitality, the nurturing, the compassion, the love, all these qualities come from Dharti Ma. All these qualities are present at your Mooladhara chakra. Your Mooladhara chakra, your base chakra, has all these qualities. The quality of strength. And strong is not only the inner strength, the strength of not giving up in situations, the strength of not being weak, the strength of, and of course, physical vitality. Physical vitality is the strength present in your bones, number 1. The strength of your bones, the strength of your teeth, teeth are bones, nails and hair. So when you understand that probably the hair is falling, or probably the nails are being brittle, or the teeth are shifting, or you start feeling the pain in the aches in the bones, which means the earth element is slowly becoming less strong, or probably it is becoming weaker. The reasons are connected with age, the reasons are connected with hormonal imbalances, the reasons, but of course it is age related. But if it happens in an age which is lesser than 30 for the bones, then you have to understand that there is a problem at the base. If it happens in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, it is very common because calcium absorption reduces. The calcium absorption reduces, as a result, the bones begin to become more brittle. So yes, You need to strengthen it by eating food which is calcium rich. You need to strengthen by having muscle training. You need to strengthen it by walking. You need to strengthen it by getting more connected with the roots, base. By connecting yourself with the roots does not necessarily mean you sit down on the floor more often. Well, if you can, it is brilliant. I always tell everybody, try to sit on the floor as much as you can. Try to sit down on the floor in cross-leg position as much as you can. If you can eat on the floor, brilliant. If you can sit on the floor and get up without pain, brilliant. In a day, if you manage to sit on the floor a couple of times, it is going to keep you rooted. It is going to help your knees. It is going to help your back. It is going to help you. Muladhara Chakra requires immense working upon. The chakra journey, as you know, I hear people speaking about, I don't know, Kundalini awakening, online Kundalini awakening. The other day somebody said, please refrain from all those things online, because Kundalini awakening cannot be done unless the Guru awakens. You have to have a Siddha Guru to awaken your Kundalini. Somebody who himself or herself has experienced Kundalini awakening, yes, they know exactly. They are eligible to be able to awaken the Kundalini. And that too, they have to have the Diksha from the initiation from the Guru to be able to do it for others. Because Kundalini awakening alone requires deep sadhana to move ahead. Is it? Yes, it is there, it is present. Is Kundalini awakening a process? Yes, it is there. It exists. It is not rocket science. It exists. It's there. It's not something which is only present and only few experience. If you are eligible, if you have the patrata, if you have the, if you become an adhikari, it will come to you. But doing it by yourself can be serious issues in your body and mind. So refrain from all these. It is Kali Yuga, so lots of things will come where people will be able to offer you, but choose wisely is what my request is, because it is Shakti that you are dealing with. It is not anything ordinary. And she is so yearning badly and eagerly to meet her Shiva here that she may not see which route she follows. But if she does not follow the desired route, we may get messed up. She is continuously, she does not move like this, she is like this. She moves with that. So you do have nadis to the left and the right of your spine, and you do not want Kundalini Shakti to enter those nadis by any chance. Kundalini Shakti once awakened, you are the same individual in the body, but you start feeling the experiences, which means life is not the same anymore. You see a book, you read a book, and suddenly you close the book. After a few days, you say, okay, I have probably picked up this text and I want to read this text on meditation. And you maybe have read it 20 days, 1 month ago, and you remember which page you ended on. You remember what was the technique. You remember this is how I'm supposed to be doing it. You read it some time back. So the Shakti works in more ways than one by letting you know her presence. Your sadhana is required to activate that Shakti. You can't say, okay, the Kundalini is awakened by my Guru, now I'm flying. No. When Kundalini is awakened, the Guru tells you that now you have a chance to work on your chakras. When the Kundalini awakens, the Guru begins the journey. The role of a Guru is to show you the path to him. So the Guru initiates that and the journey begins. Beginning from the Muladhara Chakra. Why Muladhara Chakra is the most important? Because maybe lifetimes pass by just understanding the Muladhara Chakra. Maybe lifetimes go by just by piercing or opening or connecting with your Muladhara Chakra. So Muladhara Chakra, being your base chakra, being the chakra which comes from the past lifetime and this lifetime, being the chakra which is responsible for your strength, your vitality, your bone health. Muladhara Chakra is responsible for all bone related issues in your body. It is related for all nervous disorder issues in your body. Because it speaks of stability and moreover emotional stability as well, the nervous disorders. It also is responsible for all problems connected with the base, which means your elimination. Body has to eliminate to be able to absorb. So elimination disorders are connected with Muladhara Chakra. When you are unable to eliminate, constipation or loose motions, both. Frequent loose motions is disturbance in the Muladhara. Constipation is disturbance in the Muladhara. So issues with your anal region, issues with constipation or loose motions, issues with certain few intestine issues, issues where the anal canal has any problems. Sometimes you have hemorrhoids, sometimes you have fissures, some people have severe issues of passing blood and so on. Urinary bladder issues. Now, urinary incontinence, which means you are unable to hold your urine, that happens with old age. Again, if it is age related. But for that, while you are seated here, you can practice Mula Bandha. Stop, release, stop, release. Because the muscles become weaker as you age. Hence the holding on to the urine becomes difficult because those muscles are not strong enough. But there are ancestors who used to practice Ashwini Mudra, of holding on, Mula Bandha. So tighten the anus, tighten the place where you urinate and release. When you are sitting here, you can just tighten it. Sit, count and then release. Muladhara Chakra is also connected with your strength in your body. So at times when you feel weak, time to understand the base is feeling weak. Time to understand the body feels weak in not just the bone system, immune system is weak. The immunity needs to go up. Muladhara Chakra also speaks of your body's natural immunity. Some people have a weak immunity, some people have a very strong immunity. But when the base begins, and there are cases where a weaker immune system has become strong as the person works on the Muladhara Chakra. A Muladhara Chakra has few qualities: excessive qualities, deficient qualities. Excessive qualities, meaning if the chakra is imbalanced, if the Muladhara chakra feels imbalanced, then the qualities are either higher or they are lower. Then there are qualities which are balanced qualities. What do you do to bring about a balance? So if these excessive qualities exist, which means the Muladhara chakra is highly operational. If there is deficient qualities, which means it is operating at a lower pace. But if the qualities of the balance Muladhara are present, which means the Muladhara is functioning well. When you work more on the Muladhara chakra, students, Chakra Bheda means to pierce. Chakra Dharana is a very important aspect when you start understanding Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Chakra meditation, Chakra Dharana is vital even when you study scriptures, whenever. Chakras form a major part. Each chakra has layers of emotional disturbances. The light shines from within, but it's like, the layers of dust are immense. It's like your light or your bulb in the house. You put it on, but it gives you dim light because it is covered in a layer of dust. And when you begin passing the energy through the chakras, you will not be able to move ahead because it is loaded with emotional disturbances. So first and foremost, understanding your Mula. The first question you need to ask yourself is, am I aligned with my roots? I come from a certain root and right now I am at a place, wherever. Am I connected to my roots? So when I mean connected, are you still connected to where you belong? You don't have to be present in the place. But if you feel uprooted, then the emotional disturbance at your Muladhara is immense. And due to that, the insecurities, the emotional instabilities, the vitality, the immunity is immense. The frustration, the aggression of not being able to connect with your roots, irritation is high, and so on. Yeah, sorry. Any question? I'll go on and on. Anybody wants to ask before I move ahead? Only 2 people have joined.
No, ma'am, there are 20 participants tonight so far.
Why is nobody having video? Muladhara chakra is facing yourself, students. When I teach chakra dharana, when you are able to face yourself, see, I can come as a teacher, I can speak whatever I learned from my guru and go away. But I want each one of you to face who you are, to face your fears, to face what you have been gifted by the Almighty, to connect and see and look at yourself and accept yourself before the world accepts you, whatever age it is. Muladhara chakra deals with your acceptance of yourself, which is why I keep on pressurizing everybody in any class, though I may not be able to see you, right? Because I am continuously at the flow of the class. trying to give you. But when you look at yourself, whether you look at yourself in the mirror first thing in the morning or whether you look at yourself on the screen right now, it is about your acceptance of yourself. When your acceptance is strong, which means your Muladhar begins to accept and say, okay, done. You have to be very comfortable with yourself. You have to be very comfortable with who you are. Physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, and of course spiritually, all of us are beautiful. One soul in all. Ever seen Christmas presents under a tree? Every box under a tree has a present wrapped in different color paper, red, green, golden, brown, so on. Wrapped in this different paper, every present inside is the same. You are that beautiful light and present wrapped in a different paper. But you have to be very comfortable with that wrapper. Till you are not comfortable, you are continuously going to seek validation from the outside world. Am I looking okay? Do I look nice? What I'm wearing is nice? That seeking that validation from others, you wish people appreciate it, but you don't wait for the appreciation. Is the difference, right? If people appreciate, very nice. But in case they don't, you look at yourself here and then back when you go in the mirror. What a beautiful creation. How can he falter? Muladhara Chakra connects with this aspect beautifully, where your base gives you the inner confidence, where your base gives you the enthusiasm, where your base gives you the emotional resilience. Three important things: confidence, resilience, Atma Vishwas. And that strength comes from the bone health. The color, now coming to the color. In chakra theory, in the chakra system, or in worldwide, whenever you will type, color will be red. But the old Shastra of chakras have the earth element as ochre yellow, the color of Mother Earth. There are 4 petals in that yellow color, and the color of those petals is red. But the base color of Muladhara Chakra is ochre yellow, not red. The 4 petals inside the yellow color, because let's understand, students. If I just plain tell you, this is chakra, this is the color of the chakra, this is the sound of the chakra, this is every sound, nada, every sound going into the universe has a form. It has a form, pictorial representation. That's how yantra comes in, yantra. When I say Muladhara Chakra, it has a sound and it has a pictorial representation, which means a diagram represents the Muladhara Chakra. So that Muladhara Chakra, which has got ochre yellow as a base, which has got 4 petals inside and the color red, also those 4 petals have a deeper significance. The 4 petals represent Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. At the base only. They represent Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, broken into two. Dharma. Dha is your, in Sanskrit, dha, the word dha, dharana, dha, dhyana, dha, dharma, dha, dhairya. Dha represents that which upholds you, that which sustains you. Rama comes from the root word rin, debt, D-E-B-T, debt. When you are indebted to do that karma, when you are indebted to do that once you do, which elevates your soul, is dharma. Dharma is not religion. When we say this is your innate dharma, your dharma to do certain things, which means that which you are supposed to do, which elevates your. 1 minute, sorry. Sorry. Yes. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha being present at your base, which means to practice and follow your innate Dharma. Hierarchy of Dharma goes towards your body, towards your mind, towards your intellect, towards your soul, towards the people around you, towards the society, towards the world. That is the hierarchy of Dharma. How does one follow the Dharma? You are supposed to have your duty towards your body comes first, then towards your mind, then towards your emotions, then towards your intellect, then towards your soul, then towards the people around you, whoever are existing in your family, home, then extended, then society, neighbors, neighborhood, and then the world. It is there. Dharma. Artha. To bring food on the table and to put the food in your mouth, Artha is important. You can't say I can lie down all day and I don't need to work. Artha is important. The base has to be Dharma. Muladhara Chakra also has certain strong foundations given to us. So the Artha is important, base has to be Dharma. Kama. Desires are there. We have been given desires, right? The Shastra of desires, Kama Sutra, comes from us. Desires. You have a desire to learn dance. You have a desire to paint. You have a desire to build a home. You have a desire to go for a drive. You have a desire, Kama. The desire to learn, whether it was classical dance, classical music, it came in. Base has to be Dharma. Having the desire is not wrong. Connecting with the desire is not wrong. Being absorbed by the desire is wrong. Wrong means it is not going to help you move ahead. You'll get stuck. Having the desire, not wrong. Connecting with the desire, not wrong. You connect with the desire to be able to fulfill it. But being absorbed by the desire and getting entangled in the desire will not help you move ahead. Because we all have desires. You want to have the desire to eat something. So for that you start connecting with the desire and you cook. But then you are so absorbed in that you are unable to come out with it, and then you get entangled. Tomorrow I will make one more like this. Then I will make one more like this. It is probably pulling you. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha, everybody is aware of this word, Moksha. Mooladhara chakra at the base is a chakra which takes lifetimes to work upon. Mooladhara chakra at the base is very difficult to pierce because you have to make changes in the moola, in the root. Your roots need to change, which means you need to go back to your that age. Now, which age? Coming back. Because Mooladhara was formed between the age group of 6 to 12, those experiences that you had at that age are deeply absorbed. Good, bad, ugly. Maybe as a child somebody spoke about the way you look. Maybe as a child somebody spoke about the way you are. Maybe as a child you had experiences with people around you, with friends, with the society, with the environment, with good, bad, whatever. Those stay in your physical, subtle bodies. They are, of course, there in your subconscious mind, very deeply embedded. I would use the word deeply embedded in your subconscious mind, because each time we do any subconscious practices, awakening the subconscious, those flashes come. They are your root chakra experiences. Those experiences, if they are hampering with your sadhana of root chakra, you have to start working. First, identify, right? My hand. This is my hand. My hand is paining. But where is your hand paining, ma'am? Ma'am, my hand is paining. From the elbow to the finger, my hand is paining. But where exactly will you tell me? Well, it is paining below the wrist. No, 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 no. Below the wrist is also such a big this. Where exactly? Can you tell me? It is paining here. You have to identify the points of your Mooladhara chakra. And for that identification, like I said, these are the roots and the problematic issues. Now coming back to the three main important, we still have time, right? I will take the questions, but I want to just
Yes.
Hmm. 1 minute. I'm just going to. Everybody is making notes, no? Still, I don't see everybody. "21 students" means I should see 21 boxes open, na? Or I will just assume that you are here to learn the theoretical aspect. Practical aspect, if you have to learn, you have to face yourself. So, what are the illnesses connecting with the Mooladhara chakra? Please write down. Chronic lower back pain, students. Sciatica. Varicose veins. Problems with the rectum. Elimination, any sort of tumors or UTI. Important. Urinary tract infections. Those of you who have frequent urinary tract infections also, disturbances in the Muladhara chakra, perspiration in hands and feet, kidney stones, three main problems with the Muladhara: instability, insecurity, fear. Emotional instability, deep insecurity, and fear. Excessive energy. These people who have excessive energy at the Muladhara chakra are A. Greedy, selfish, supremely arrogant, egoistic. Greedy, selfish, supremely arrogant, egoistic. Addicted to wealth and sex. Addicted to wealth and sex. And by addiction to wealth, I mean they are unable to feel the contentment coming from the kind of artha that they have. There is severe discontentment within them all the time. An addiction to sex, I mean they look for means to satiate their physical needs from sources other than provided to them. That is excessive energy at the Muladhara chakra.
Excuse me, madam. So you said they are satiated. What do you mean by that excessive sex addiction?
So, you have sources around you where the physical energies or the physical needs are probably satiated. But because the excessive energy at the Muladhara chakra is flowing, it keeps on giving a notification and an indication to the body that it wants more.
No.
See, understanding your body is important because three most important things also exist along with the three issues I said. When I say instability, emotional instability, insecurity, and fear, the three main problems or the three main needs also are at the Muladhara chakra: food, sleep, and sex. Human body, three main needs: food, sleep, and sex are three basic needs. So food, water, sleep, and sex, these are basic. But then because the energy is excessive, the need does not remain just a regular need. It keeps on giving you notification that it is always hungry for more. So for example, that person could be always hungry for food also. That person could be always hungry for sex also. That energy is imbalanced when the satiation levels are not notified, which means you don't come to know. Even if you have eaten, you are looking at the person, my God, how much the person has just eaten, and you're looking. So there is a imbalance at the base chakra. And of course, it's going to hamper with the sadhana. You are all looking for some ways or the other to elevate your consciousness. You are all looking for some way or the other to move ahead. If all your energy is going to be trapped and all your energy is going to be used at the base, it is going to be absorbed by the gravitational force. You will have no energy left to move ahead up. Are you understanding? Thank you for all the videos on. More videos on, please. Which means only so many people are wanting to connect with themselves. What about the rest? I appreciate. More videos, which means more energies, more energies. We are talking in a class full of energy. As we move ahead in this journey of chakras, you will realize the energies exist within you. You just have to know it. You are sitting on a pot of gold. Kundalini Shakti is a pot of gold. You didn't know all the while. You were looking for gold all around you. So this is your excessive energy. Deficient energy. For those who have deficient energy at the Muladhara chakra, just like those people are arrogant and these people are very low on confidence. Low Muladhara chakra or deficient energy has very, very low self-confidence. Physically, these people are very weak, not grounded, emotionally unstable, insecure, always feel unloved. Nobody loves me. These people always feel unloved. One minute, I just need to charge. All right, they can be drifted away or shifted away from their goals because of the weak mind, because they are very weak, so they are unable to, the goals are very hazy to them. They are physically very weak, they are mentally very unstable, emotions are all scattered, so they are unable to figure out their goals, right? Balanced energy. When your Muladhara chakra is balanced, you are absolutely grounded, you are absolutely stable emotionally, you are centered, you are rooted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grounded, centered, stable. You are healthy physically, immune system is supreme. All the elimination processes. Why I'm focusing more on elimination? Up until the Malavikar from the body is not eliminated, the body is not going to be thriving with energy. Each morning you eliminate. Each morning we eliminate. The day we don't eliminate, doctor says, when is the last time you went to urinate? When is the last time you passed stool? It is important the body's natural elimination system is working well. And thanking God for the smallest things is also important. Thanking Almighty, my elimination is working. I am eliminating well. The waste elimination is important for the energy to thrive and move again in the body. So the elimination organs are working well. As a result, the physical energy in this body, which is balanced with the Muladhara chakra, is unlimited. This person has balanced physical energy, this person has balanced mental energy, this person has balanced emotional stability, this person is mastering abundance and master of one's own self. This person is a master. 1, 2, 3, 4. The element is earth, color is yellow. Because it's the earth element, the smell is, the sense is the smell, gandha, and the sound is lung. Actually L-U-N-G, lung. Why smell? The earth as the base, as the element, activates your gandha, your nostril, right? Dry earth, or if you have you ever experienced when it rains first, the fragrance of the earth? So it activates your olfactory nerves, it activates your smell sense of smell. So you will realize when your Muladhara chakra begins to slowly bring itself to a balance from whether excessive or deficient energy, you will also feel the nostrils being activated. It works over time. Suddenly you will feel, oh, there is a very lovely fragrance coming. Maybe there is an incense stick somewhere, maybe there is chandan somewhere, maybe there is some mogra somewhere, but it's very far. But you are able to actually, students, there are sounds happening everywhere. We are unable to trap it sitting here, but there are sounds. We are able to not experience the fragrances or the not so good fragrances because we are unable to trap, but there are fragrances. Once you start moving deeper into the layers of your consciousness, you will start hearing and smelling both. But because at the Muladhara chakra the first activation happens with gandha, smell, your nostrils get activated first. Okay, any questions?
I have a question, ma'am. So, when I was in deep meditation, it happened a couple of times. First time I smelled some jasmine, and the second time we had like a 2 hours meditation session, group meditation session. About 3-4 people were smelled some incense. I actually thought somebody lit up that incense. So, what was that?
So probably the Muladhara chakra was shaking. It was, when you shake a bottle which is full of ants, you shake a bottle which is full of ants. The ants, they are running at a normal pace, but when you shake it, they start moving. So the same thing happens when you are beginning to shake the Muladhara chakra. You are figuring out the deficient or the excessive qualities, bringing into the balanced energy. You are bringing both at a balanced pace. You are not still piercing, but at least you are trying to bring about a balance at your base. You are trying to figure out your foundation. You are trying to figure out what was your root. So while you are doing at it, of course, it activates your fragrance, it activates your olfactory nerves.
Nice.
Thank you, Ruchi ma'am. We have some of the masters here who have placed their questions in the chat, ma'am. One question is any yoga which will help us to balance our root chakra and how to balance Muladhara chakra?
Yoga. You mean asanas? Yoga is a very big term. So
I'm
Yes.
guessing it must be
Yes, I'm
asanas.
saying asanas. Asanas.
asanas. Yes,
Yes.
yes. Muladhara chakra has asanas.
Mm-hmm.
Have asanas, but activating Muladhara chakra, rather I would say you are working on the Muladhara chakra. You have Mula Bandha, you have practices which are connecting. So you have forward bending postures, you have tightening postures, you have Gomukhasana which activates your Muladhara chakra. I will send it to Mrinalini ji, the asanas for Muladhara chakra. Yes, you do have, but yes, along with those, you also have to work on your roots. along with the asana practices will only help you understand that there is a base. Emotions, picking up your emotions at your base chakra will help you, because see, you're dealing with subtle energies where you want to balance those energies. Chakra is a very subtle aspect. So in today's day and age, they have given asanas, but going to the physical, chakras don't exist on the physical body. No, they are not present on your physical body. They are present on your subtle body. So by practicing asanas, will you be able to? No. To my knowledge, no. In the old chakra shastras, is asan written? No. Chakras were practiced. Yes, Moola Bandh is one of the biggest practice which is done, because the name is Moola Bandha for Mooladhara chakra. That's about it. But because today is a world which focuses more on asana, today is a world which believes every remedy is asana, which is again called as yoga. Yoga is different. Yoga is a
Okay.
whole world. Chakra is also yoga. Meditation is also, dharana is also yoga. Dhyan is also yoga. Shastra is also yoga. Speaking is also yoga. Coming online on camera is also yoga. Facing your fears is also yoga. Right? So, asana practices will just probably help you connect with your base. You will feel, okay, okay. When you sit in Gomukhasana, when you cross your right leg over your left, you feel that yes, this is the region where I can work upon. This is the region where my Muladhara chakra exists. But other than that, it helps activate. No. Emotional, so like I said, irrational fears, emotional instability, weak immune system, disorders connecting with your bones, all these are connected with your Muladhara chakra. And because the Muladhara chakra was formed between the age group of 7 to 12, all imprints at that age carry maximum value. You do carry all those experiences from the past life which are there at the Muladhara chakra, but you also took all those experiences from age 6 to 12 or 7 to 12, and they were there. On those basis, your youth, your teenage, your adolescence, and your current life are based. So, a remark, a comment, or any behavioral pattern from the rest of the world, other than you means the rest of the world, will leave a deep experience or an imprint at your Muladhara chakra. Sometimes you realize people around you, or even for example yourself, it becomes very difficult to remove certain habits or certain thoughts or certain experiences or imprints from the base because they were deeply embedded at that age. If you, for example, you felt an insult at that age, you carry forward that insult for the rest of your life because of a certain formation of the Muladhara chakra. On that, on the base of that insult, you go on operating your entire life. Now, removing that insult from your Muladhara chakra will be an effort or no? So that's how it is.
I have a question, madam.
Yes.
So you're saying when kids, when between 6 to 12 age, right? You said 14 years. That time, that Mooladhara is not formed, it's
12,
just
12.
forming, and that time?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. 6 to 12. What did you say? Muladhara is?
Okay, Mooladhara chakra. Then that time, if they have any bad experiences, that something they carry for future, right? That's what you said.
Yes. They carry not for future, for the rest of the life, no? Because you're in the body.
Left, okay, the life. So how to and what to? Is there any way to control that or safeguard them in that age? Now already whoever grown up, it's okay. For
Right.
now, kids, this
Of
age,
course. That's how these chakra practices are there. When the chakra practice comes, so probably in the next class we will have an experiential class where you go to your Muladhara chakra, where you go to that age where you go and you begin experiencing, or you visualize what you experience. You see it with your eyes, what you experience, and you extract it out of your system. Consciously, you
okay.
remove it. Consciously, you get rid of it. Yes.
Oh, so we will have our own experience when we are in that age. That's what you say,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, that got it. Okay.
Okay.